All right, welcome. Today we are not just, cooking. Oh no. We are starting an epic culinary quest. We're going to master the art of the ridiculously bouncy pork ball in a little challenge I like to call the Bouncy Pork Ball Battle.
So, have you ever been there? You're eating a fantastic bowl of noodle soup, you bite into a pork ball, and it almost springs back. It has that perfect, satisfying, kind of snappy texture. Well, today, we are cracking the code on how you can get that exact same bounce right in your own kitchen.
So, I hope you've got your apron ready, because this is way more than just a recipe. This is the Bouncy Grand Battle, and you, my friend, are about to become a champion. Let's do this.
Okay, first things first. We're starting with what I call the base activation ritual. And I'm not kidding here. If you get this part right, you are 80% of the way to total victory. This is the foundation, the absolute bedrock for everything else.
So to pull this off, you need to think of your ingredients like a cast of characters, and they each have a super important mission. You've got your big brother lean meat. He's the main structure, and his secret is he's got to be half asleep, or semi-frozen. Then there's little brother pork fat for smoothness, also chilled. Ice water is our magic coolant, keeping everything nice and cold. And the star of the show, teacher salt, the binding coach.
And listen up, because this is the golden rule. The one thing you cannot, under any circumstances, forget. Teacher salt has to be the very first one on stage. Why? Because adding the salt right at the beginning is what wakes up the proteins in the meat. It makes them grab onto each other and create that sticky, elastic structure that we're after. That is the secret to the bounce.
So here's how the ritual goes down. First, get your semi-frozen meat and that all-important salt into a food processor. Then, you're going to slowly, and I mean slowly, drizzle in that ice water while it's blending. No rushing. Next, crank it up. Give it a high-speed workout until that paste turns white and gets super sticky. Finally, you gently fold in the chilled pork fat and any other seasonings on low speed. You don't want to ruin all that cold, hard work at the last second.
All right, our base paste is perfect. It's done the hard work. And now, it's time for a little reward, a day at the spa. We are heading to the Transformation Spa, which is where our paste becomes a beautiful, bouncy pork ball.
So here's the deal with the spa. The temperature is everything. We're looking for a relaxing hot spring, okay? Not a boiling, angry cauldron. You gotta keep your water right between 80 and 85 degrees Celsius. Hot enough to cook, but gentle enough to set their shape perfectly without making them tough.
And here's the full treatment. You form the balls, usually by just squeezing the paste up through your fist. Then you pop it into that nice hot spring water. As soon as they float up to the top, give them another 3 to 5 minutes to cook through. And then, for the final most crucial test of all, the ice and fire trial. You snatch them out of the hot water and plunge them immediately into an ice bath. That shock is what locks in that incredible supreme bounciness. Do not skip this.
Okay, deep breath. You've done it. You've mastered the ultimate bouncy pork ball. Now we get to the really fun part. Welcome to the flavor costume contest. We are about to dress up our perfect little pork balls in 5 totally different, totally delicious outfits.
And our first contestant, entering the stage now, it's the rich mushroom. This one is all about that deep, savory, almost woodsy flavor. It's the pork ball that, as the original recipe says, smells wealthy. I love that.
So, a couple of secrets here. First, you gotta saute those finely diced mushrooms to really unlock all that amazing fragrance. But second, and this is so important, you have to let them cool down completely, 100%. If you add anything hot to that cold meat paste, you'll destroy that beautiful texture we worked so hard to build.
All right, next up, a complete 180. Get ready for costume number 2, the crunchy water chestnut. This one is all about a refreshing, surprising little crunch in every bite.
And this is so simple, it's brilliant. You just dice up some freshwater chestnuts into these tiny little crispy gems, and you mix them in completely raw. No cooking needed. It adds this fantastic little kachi, this little pop of crunch that is just beautiful against the bouncy meat.
And here's just a quick side-by-side, so you can really see the difference. For the mushrooms, you have to cook them, then cool them to get that savory depth. For the water chestnuts, you just add them raw for that fresh crunch. 2 simple rules, 2 totally different but equally awesome results. Costume number 3 is bringing a little romance to the party. Let's hear it for the sweet taro. This one gives you a soft, kind of sweet, just wonderfully comforting pork ball. It's got a classic Taiwanese-style vibe. Now with taro, it's all about balance. First, you steam or fry your little taro cubes, and, you already know this part, let them cool all the way down. But here's the thing. The recipe warns us that taro is willful. If you add too much, your pork balls will literally fall apart. So the magic number is 20%. Keep the taro content under 20% of the total weight, and you'll be golden.
Okay, prepare yourselves for a true champion. Costume number 4 is the Crispy Golden Warrior. This one has a tough, super crunchy outside with that same flavorful, bouncy inside. It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, creating this warrior takes a few extra steps. First, you add fried shallots and some sweet potato flour right into the paste. Then, after the whole spa treatment, the boiling and the ice bath, these balls face a final trial by fire, double frying. A first fry on low heat cooks them through, then you pull them out, crank the heat, and give them a second flash fry to create that unbelievably crispy golden armor. So good.
And now, for the grand finale, the most dramatic, the most spectacular costume of all, the little lava volcano. Yep, this is the one that bursts with hot, savory soup the second you bite into it.
The magic behind this is genius. You make what is basically a solid soup by mixing pork fat, a rich broth, and seasonings. Then you freeze that mixture into little ice cubes. And here's the delicate part. You have to carefully wrap one of those frozen lava cores inside the meat paste, making sure it's sealed perfectly. When you cook it, that core melts, and boom, you get that incredible volcanic burst of flavor.
And there you have it. You have fought the Bouncy Grand Battle, and you have emerged victorious. But before you go off to celebrate, let's just quickly run through the absolute must-know lessons for success.
These are your 4 non-negotiables, your keys to victory. 1. Always start with semi-frozen meat. 2. Always let teacher salt go in first. 3. Keep everything ice cold when you're making the paste. And 4. Never, ever skip that final ice bath. You follow these rules, and bouncy perfection will be yours. I promise.
So, really, the only question left is, which costume are your pork balls gonna wear first? Are you gonna go for the rich mushroom, the crunchy water chestnut, or maybe you're feeling brave and want to try that dramatic little lava volcano? Whatever you pick, your flavor party is just getting started. Thanks so much for joining the Bouncy Pork Ball Battle.